Good afternoon, YouTube community. As I said, I'm not a YouTuber, so I had some camera footage lost this morning. I can't recover, but I don't know if I didn't hit the button right or what. So I've been building this morning and not able to show you much. So I figured I'd kind of show you where we're at. I've got the first array just about done. I got one more piece of unistrut to put on that, and then we concreted the post in yesterday for the other one, and I built the framework today. It's kind of propped up with a board to keep it level, makes it easier to work on. So to kind of give you an idea, nobody's array is going to be the same size. I'm using some Hyperion 395 watt bifacial panels. It could do up to 495 watts, but I'm not really counting on that. But the size of them is about 44-ish by 66. So these were built to hold 8 panels, and they're built to tilt where I'm at. In the wintertime, I need 45 degrees. In the summertime, I need 20 degrees of angle. And so I actually bought linear actuators. I'm going to sneak in here and kind of show you one of them on this first array. I put 2 of them on the array. They're rated at 330 pounds. The way these tilt arrays are built, they're pretty well balanced. So the center point is with the panels and everything else, you can move them by hand. So the 330 pounds is really not an issue. I wired this array into a little box. There's a battery in here, a 12-volt battery, and a double pole, double throw, center off momentary contact switch from Amazon. I'll put the link. I put the 2 linear actuators, one on each end, and then those are just so that I won't have to strain, or if my wife had to adjust the panel, she could. And then on the other 3 posts, because this array has 5 4x4 posts, to give you an idea, it's a 16-foot array, so from outside to outside is actually 15 foot 8 inches. And so that way I have 2 inches of overhang on the unistrut on both ends. And I did it this way so that the biggest part of the panel will actually fall in the open space between these. So hopefully I can maximize any light coming through the back side of the panels. Obviously there are the unistruts going across, so they'll shade a little bit, but I'm anxious the panels will be here. They say in Tuesday, which is a couple days from now. I know that those linear actuators might not be the best solution for the wind, etc. So on the other 3 posts, there's 2 posts with linear actuators. On the other 3 posts, I have built a expandable brace. And so when it comes time to adjust the panels, right now I've only got one on, but I can show you how it works. When it comes time to adjust the panels, right now I've got that bolt in there pretty tight because I've pulled that linear actuator tight, so there isn't any rattle, but it will come out. So then I would just come around and come to the switch, and I'm hoping that I can show you the array and the switch. If I want to raise it up, right now it's all the way down, so if I want to raise it up, I just push the button up. And I did the math. These are 12-inch long actuators, and so when it's all the way up, it's at about 20 degrees, and when it's all the way down, it's at my 45, plus or minus a degree probably. All right, it's all the way up, it just stops. And so then I would come back over here to my little brace, and I would put the pin back in a hole. And lock it. that brace is a little bit, doesn't seem very solid. So the very next thing I would do is I would come back over to the linear actuators and just bump them down a bit to pull it tight. And so now if I go back to that brace, it's much more solid. There's no wobble in it. So I got laughed at by my wife. So she said, "You got your first solar panel on already?" If you look up in the corner up there, right there, I've got a little 5-watt solar panel that I mounted up there that's going to be used to charge the battery on the linear actuators, so that I don't have to run power down here. I don't have to think about it. It's just going to keep that little battery charged up. And I'm actually going to put linear actuators on every array I do. And as I add an array, then I will add another switch to my box, and I'll have array 1, 2, 3, and 4, because I plan on ultimately having 4 arrays. And so from one place, I'll be able to tilt up or down either one, any of the 4 once they're here. Right now I've only got 2, but my goal is to order another 16 panels from Signature Solar. But so the array is the uprights are 10 foot, and so I put in the ends of it, and there's videos out there that show this is just my version of this array, but I saved some of the little scraps of my 4x4s. These are about 8 inches long. The biggest piece isn't necessarily what length they are, but the fact that whatever you do to one side of the bolt, you do to the other side of the bolt, because you're keeping it balanced. And I've got one more piece of unistrut to fit, and then this will be balanced and ready for panels. I still have to tidy up the wiring on the linear actuators. I got them hooked up to test, and I still have to put the battery charging solar panel on them. Sorry, I'm gonna come over in the shade a bit. And I know you've met MJ and Maggie. Well, we've got Max hanging out in the shade. So if you can't tell, I'm a Doberman Pinscher fan. So I really hope you're enjoying this. I do apologize that I didn't have more of the actual construction piece, but literally, you know, for my size arrays, which like I said, for 44 by 66 panels, my array is 10 by 16. It should hold 8 panels, just shy of 4,000 watts per array. I'm going to run those into an EG4 6000 XP, so I'll be able to run both these arrays into one inverter, because they're rated for up to 8,000 watts. Each array should be approximately 380 volts. Initially, I'll have one 14.3 kilowatt battery, which I currently have all the cells top balancing. So I'll get to showing you that. Ray builds cool things, builds some really nice batteries, and I graciously told him I was going to steal his design a little bit, but also I can't just do what other people do. I have to make everything my own. So I actually went from, he had what I would consider a horizontal battery pack. I'm making mine a vertical battery pack. All of his LED screen and everything were inside his battery pack. I do a little bit of 3D printing, so I made a insert on my 3D printer to mount the display, and I've got to still make one to mount the communication ports on it. And I did put an on-off switch on my on my battery, so I can kill each battery individually. Even though I know that it's going to be close, it's just I like having everything have its own shut-off. When I get to putting in my PV wire, I'm going to mount a box on the arrays and put either, what do you recommend? Is it just a disconnect, or would you put a breaker at the array? I've debated on both. I don't know which one is, I mean, each array is going to be putting out around 13, 14 amps max. So, what do you guys think? What would you do, breaker or just a disconnect. You know, the XP2000 does have a disconnect there, but that way I can disconnect between the two. I think I've been looking at Midnight Solar. I'm also going to put a surge protector, because you know I'm gonna have 110 feet or so of wire between the panel and the house, and you know that becomes a big antenna for surges. So I think I will invest in surge protectors for that. But you know, once again, this is how I'm doing it. I can't say that. I can say all I can tell you is it's a hot July day. I got started early, and it's now probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I realized that I meant to do some video on me actually screwing this together. But anybody that should be building this should probably know how to run a screw gun. You should probably know how to use a square and a level. So, you know, like I said, I built mine with the intention of also being able to tip it up when I mow my grass, because I understand that, you know, lawnmowers and solar panels don't always get along. So in summer mode, which is kind of where that one is now, or you can kind of see, it gets it up pretty flat and lets me get underneath it with the lawnmower pretty easy. So my ground here is far from level, far from good dirt. It's full of rocks. So digging the holes was a chore. I have 2 more linear actuators. They're going to arrive. They're coming from EcoWorthy, Amazon. They should be here tomorrow. Tomorrow I may or may not post anything, because it's my birthday and I'm gonna enjoy with my granddaughter. And that's one of the reasons I kind of look at solar is, you know, am I gonna make a killing off this? Am I gonna make a huge savings off this? Probably not. Am I gonna maybe keep the planet a better place for my granddaughter? I hope so. So as I would always say to the YouTube community, the biggest thing I say is keep yourself safe, enjoy life, do things for the right reason. I'll talk to you later.